explain what exactly I'm doing. So, as you can see, half my hair is done, and I already have it. The back part I did first because obviously you can't see it if I'm doing it in the back. Okay, so anyway, back part's done. You see there's kind of like smoothed out curls that are all put together. It kind of looks a little bit stringy. That's what we want. Make sure you can see me. Okay, I think you can see me. When you start with the next section, okay, let me back up. Wash your hair, okay? Wash it really good, and then put conditioner in it and leave it in. Don't brush it or pick it out or anything. Tons and tons and tons of conditioner. It should, like, you should be able to see the conditioner in your hair. Don't towel dry your hair at all. If your hair is dripping everywhere, then put a towel over your shoulders and separate it into 4 sections. You can see I still have 2, and clip them up. Okay. If your hair starts to get dry, spray it with water because you need it to be really, really wet. And I keep a little bit of conditioner here so that if I want to add a little bit more just to make sure, because I have really thick hair, then you can do that as well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a section, pretty small section, and you can see that, well, you should be able to see that there's a difference. Like, this looks all fuzzy and this part looks all smooth. So what we're going to do, just to show you, put a little bit of conditioner on here, a little bit more. You can never have too much, because what will eventually happen is when it dries, you won't see it anyway, even if there's like a ton on it. And then get a brush like this, not the kind with the balls in the end, not the fuzzy kind, one that looks like this, okay? And brush through this section. You can see it already starts to kind of like separate, and then all I do is I take a section, an even smaller section, brush it a little more through, and then just smooth it down. You can kind of see that this wants to separate, and I may separate it, or if it sticks together, I'll leave it together. Oh no, it wants to separate, so instead we have 2 curls. And then you're done with that, so then you move on to the next section. Brush it. Now this, it may seem like this is going to take a long time, but the bigger the sections you do, the ones I'm doing are pretty big, the faster it'll go. It takes me just about an hour to do my entire head, which I think is pretty good, because even though it's taking me an hour right now to do this, I don't have to do my hair for another week. I don't have to wash it or anything. The only thing I'm going to have to do is at night wrap it up, and then if there's parts that start to get fuzzy, just take some water, take a little bit more conditioner, and you can brush it again and then smooth it down. And because when it dries, it'll all be in these little sections. You can just take a section. It's not like you can just take this one little section. It's not gonna, you're not gonna have to like redo the entire head. Okay, almost done with this. And you see it, like, I'm not even parting it, like, I'm not even trying to do it even, or I'm just, whatever comes naturally, that's how it's getting parted. And that's it. And you should try and do it, like, in the morning, or, like, today's my day off, and it's almost 5 o'clock right now, but I'm going to go out and run errands and stuff by the time I get back and go to bed. Even if it's, like, a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit damp, I'll just braid it into one braid and then at the end just use like little hair tie, wrap it up into a scarf, and when you wake up in the morning your hair may be in like a weird, pattern because of how it was braided or because of the little hair tie, but as soon as the humidity hits it, it'll just go into its natural wave pattern and it won't get big. Sometimes when you just use gel and you go into humidity, it'll just start to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know that's a problem in Singapore, and I'm sure it's a problem in Dallas. It's really humid down there too. So my hair never gets maybe a little bit, but even at night when I wrap it up and the next morning it's back down to what its normal size would be. Here's another point I wanted to stop at so you could really see the difference between, oops, I lost my towel. The difference between what finished hair looks like and unfinished hair looks like. So, you can see this side, it's all frizzy. If you pull it apart, like it'll all stick together. And if your hair were to just dry like this, that's when it's gonna like go like that. But because this side is, if I pull it apart, it's all together, when it gets really humid, these curls have friends to hang out with, so they stick together instead of being all crazy. Yeah. Hope you like it. Okay, so now my hair is done. Parted in the middle. I find that that's the easiest than trying to, like, you know, do whatever. And then I'll just let it air dry like this as I run my errands. And what I usually do is I'll just take a hairpin and pull up the sides so that they're not annoying me in my face. And yeah, my hair is getting a little bit long because I had to cut off all the parts that were relaxed because they were so damaged. Like the curls wouldn't stay together, like they would separate because they had already been processed. And so I had to cut quite a bit off at first, but it made such a difference in how it looks that I'm glad I did it. So if you have relaxer on your hair, it may not work as well, or you may need to cut off the ends, but for your hair, it looked like in the pictures your hair is pretty curly. I don't know about Truth's hair, if it's even going to work at all, since you just put a relaxer in her hair. So I don't know, maybe you might be able to twist her hair. You know how to do that. You take a section, twist them both going one way, and then you twist them around the other way. I don't know, maybe that'll work too. But it's worth a shot trying to do this and see if, you know, maybe it'll be a little bit easier. I mean, I think definitely, even if you were going to put it up in a ponytails, if it's done like this, it won't be, you know, a huge thing, and then you don't have to brush your hair all the time. You just do it the one time a week, put a shit ton of conditioner on it so that it doesn't, you know, if she has any knots or whatever, they're easy to come out. And then, yeah, should be good. Hope you like the video, I hope it works for you. And I will email you a list of all the ingredients to look for and the ones to avoid, because there are definitely some that you don't need. As I said before, you don't need to spend a lot of money on conditioner. Herbal Essences is the one that I've been using. That's good. I think Tresemme is another one, and those are all under $10 for a thing of them. So.